We are live, guys. Welcome to another live stream from the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. I'm fired up outside my brain today to share with you my strategy that will help you to get to riches as fast as possible. And it has to do with focus, and it has to do with your sex drive. You have to realize that the most powerful source of motivation is our sex drive. There's a reason why we have been given 10 to 12 times more testosterone than women. This testosterone was designed for us to be driven to get to new heights in every single thing that we do. When you practice semen retention, you are naturally tapping into this power without the need for the distraction called women. Okay? But you're still fired up about women, right? That's what happens when you go on semen retention, is that you no longer have the need for women, but you have the desire at one point in time that you will have them in your life, right? So how does this process work? Let's say it could be 12 years old, it could be 15, it could be 20, it doesn't matter which age you are. What matters is that you start practicing semen retention. That's number one. No more ejaculation. No more watching porn. Why? Why would you do that to yourself? You're ruining your chances of riches. It's kind of like playing the lottery, but it's even worse than that. Because you're like, don't do it. Don't do it anymore. It puts your semen production in hyperdrive, which means that you need it more now than you ever did before. Like, the more you ejaculate, the more you need to ejaculate, right? It's like an exponential curve of neediness. But the less you ejaculate, the less you need anything. Except the fact that you actually desire it still, right? So it requires tons of discipline, but that's the whole point, right? You want to practice discipline. You want to tap into the highest form of motivation in your life. And that's it. Number one is practice SR. That's where we should all start on our route towards riches. If you understand this one discipline will help you to get rid of all the other addictions, all the other distractions, all the people in your life that you don't want to be a part of because they're not motivated and ambitious like you are, because they're not on semen retention. You have like a massive competitive edge when you're practicing semen retention. It's number one. If we know this, then we can figure out the end picture. Without semen retention, you don't really know the end picture because you're not a big thinker if you don't practice SR. The more you practice SR, the bigger thinker you become, because then you feel powerful when you practice it. You feel like you could do anything. And that's the whole point. Motivation, ambition increases because of your self-worth increases, because your confidence increases. Because if you can do this, that no one else is capable of doing, right? Extremely few guys out there who are able to do it. If you manage to do that and just get past 30 days, which is the hardest part, now you can, like, you open your eyes towards the possibilities in your life. It actually is amazing. Now you see number two, which is the big picture thinking, which is that one day in the future, I'm going to have ... You need to decide what are the things that you will not negotiate on. These are the things that are deal breakers about life, right? This is what I desire about life. Well, guess what? All of us have the exact same desires. It's just that some of us, actually most of us, give up along the journey. And we settle for less, which is ridiculous. When basically the universe will give you whatever it is that you desire, as long as you strive for it and allow yourself to become attractive to it so that it can come to you. That's what success is. That's how it works. So we need to know what we want, and then we need to move towards it. And the more we focus on it, the more we will get it. Because if we focus on it, that's how our brains work. You get what you focus on because you'll continuously be thinking about it. And if you think about something, then your emotions are involved in it. And if your emotions and your thoughts are involved in something, it will receive your behaviors. And if your behaviors are in line with doing the things that will naturally give you the thing exponentially over time, you'll get what you want. That includes riches, that includes big businesses, that includes getting the women that you want in the future. And I highly recommend that you stay away. We're going to get to point number 3 here soon. But basically, you'll get the women, you'll get the family, you'll get the kids. You'll get the happiness, joy, and bliss that is possible for you. Remember that riches is not only money. The most important form of wealth and riches is joy and happiness. But the money aspect is going to help you to retain those things that actually produce joy and happiness continuously. Don't believe the people that say that money can't buy happiness. Because also, happiness can't buy groceries, right? Happiness can't buy the mansion you want to live in. Happiness can't buy your Lamborghini, right? But the happiness goes together with money. If you've got both, man, like who can say that they've got both? There's not a lot of people. There's very few, but you will be one of them if you follow this strategy. Number 1, SR. Number 2, big thinking. Knowing exactly what it is that you want. Number 3 is getting rid of distractions, right? Get rid of everything. There was an amazing video that was done by the guy I made a response video to, self-developed. If you haven't seen the last video, go check it out. It was pretty cool about basically SR and NoFab, what the difference was. But anyway, I actually watched another one of his videos that was even better. And that one was awesome. What he was saying was basically, this thing will make you high value. The title was like, how to become a high value man or something like that. And I'm like, you know, the Men of High Value channel, got to check out that video. And I checked it out and he was completely right. And he just said one thing. And it's basically what he said was, don't care about anything else. Be selfish. That's number 1. And I completely agree with it. If you're going to achieve success in life, happiness in life, you will serve other people, right? Because it's by serving the masses that the masses begin to serve you. The moment the masses start serving you because you're high value, you're rich already. That was it. Serve tons of people start serving you. Awesome. I like that. That's easy, right? But the cool part that's important to realize is that if you start too soon serving too many people without having fixed your crap first, then you're putting the horse before the cart, right? You first gotta start with yourself. Don't care about anything else, anyone else. Be selfish for a time and neglect everything. Everything. The only thing you should be focused on in the beginning is getting rid of distractions. That's what I'm saying. Get rid of everything that does not allow you to more effectively serve other people. Because if you get rid of your crap, then now you can take on other people's crap, right? You can't take on other people's crap if you've got tons of crap yourself. Because then you'll begin, you know, it's kind of like you'll be spinning plates, or even better term, you'll be diversified. And the diversification of your mind is what destroys your success, right? It first starts with you not knowing what you want, but it's quite easy to figure out what you want because we all desire the same things. So if you just simply follow that template of what do we want? Well, guess what? We want power, great. We want money, great. We want a family, great. We want women in our lives, great. Okay, that's it. Let's go for it, right? That's simple. But if you know then what you want, the second thing that people strive so much to get going with is getting rid of distractions. Being okay with getting rid of everything. And that's what this video is about, mostly. Number 3, getting rid of distractions. Women are your biggest distraction. Women are your biggest distraction. How do I know? Because all of you are addicted to porn. That's why you're part of this channel in the first place. That's why you started semen retention in the first place. Because you've been distracted by women from the very beginning, okay, of your teenage years. You're like, the moment you just saw women, it's like, oh my gosh, like she's so amazing, and oh my gosh, she's so amazing. And you become so distracted that you basically turn to porn because of your social anxieties, because you don't dare approach, beautiful women and all that stuff, right? But the key point of getting rid of distractions is also getting rid of the beautiful women. Getting rid of everything that stops you from building your foundation. It is all about building the foundation, guys. All of it. Now, some people might argue that, no, it's actually me being with women that actually gives me the motivation to keep going and keep going, keep going, because then I'm at my best always, blah, blah, blah. No, trust me. Those people that say that will have a lifestyle like this. They'll be like so confident, and then they'll lose their confidence. And they'll be so confident, and then they lose confidence. And because they're attached to women's cycles. You gotta understand that. And then you can say, no, players are not attached to women's cycles because they can play a lot of different women. And as long as they're together with the girls, only when they have positivity, since they have so many options, they can choose to be with whoever they want at any given time, and they're always positive around him because of blah, 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 because they want to be with him. No, trust me. For those players, even if they use women that way in order for them to get success, and they're confident all of the time because they can get any girls that they want, and because of that they have confidence, and all the men around them are like, wow, how did you do that? How do you talk to women like that? And suddenly they get the deals, suddenly they get good in business, maybe they even make a YouTube channel about attracting women into their lives and all that crap. Do you understand that these guys will eventually ruin their lifestyle? They'll self-sabotage because they never got to the last point, which is where they had continuous motivation forever. They literally will become depressed. They literally will feel that everyone's moving ahead of them, right? Because they've been so distracted by women. And they continue to be distracted by women for years. Years. And then once they actually choose to settle down, because players very often choose to settle down at some point, guess what happens? They settle down in monogamy. And when they settle down in monogamy, what happens? They start having kids. And then they become depressed because they thought now that monogamy would give them more fulfillment, because all of the sleeping around didn't do it for them anymore. Because all of the women were all the same. And then they finally found one woman that was, hopefully really good for them. And then her desire for him dies down, which it always happens in monogamy. And guess what happens now? He's got all of these memories of all of these girls that he's had sex with and that he's thinking about. And oh, I remember that time, and I remember that time, and I remember that time. And oh my gosh, I have so many amazing experiences. And his woman is giving him crap. Now he becomes bitter. It's almost as if he had riches at one point in his life and then he lost it. It's like winning the lottery, wasting all of the money, and then never having money again for the rest of your life. You're screwed. It's over. What kind of lifestyle is that? That's what players will get eventually, because there's so many different things I could explain about it. But I can do that in other videos. But there's actually the quality of women that the players get in the future. Understand that that's going to be a lower quality woman because he's not going to be able to attract it because of his track record. Right? The better track record you have as a man, the better woman you're going to have eventually. Because of you want the girls that the fathers want you to have. Right? When the father has amazing daughters, that's the guy you want to impress and have a good relationship with, because you're going to get the daughter who is amazing because the guy, the father, has protected her entire childhood, all of her teenage years. And she's pure and she's amazing. Do you understand what I mean? Those are the women that you want to prepare yourself for. The players will not be able to get in contact with them at all because they're not trustworthy. So you got to understand how all of this machinery works. Why do I again say that voluntary celibacy is the express route to riches? Because we're building up your foundation towards getting everything in life that you desire. The cool part about riches is that it doesn't take a freaking long time. It actually goes so fast if you're focused on it. The only way to become focused on riches is to take away all pleasure in your life. Take it away, man. Everything. Because pleasure is you receiving a reward too soon. Why should you be rewarded when you haven't done squat? You haven't proven yourself to anyone. You haven't even proven yourself to yourself. You don't deserve all of the pleasure that the other guys going around partying, being with girls and drinking and smoking and doing drugs and stuff like that. Like, even if you deserved it, why would you do things that exponentially will sabotage and kill you? Like, how is that going to help you to become 100 years old and be 100 years old and freaking out excited outside your brain? It's not, right? We know this, but then we go towards those addictions anyway. Welcome to this channel where I help you to get a different perspective about life, a different understanding about how life works, that you actually can be happy, that is actually the norm if you believe that is the norm. You can choose to stay away from the things that destroy you. And usually the things that destroy you are the things that give you a spike of emotion temporarily, but then causes the exponential decline over time. You want those things that are boring and mundane and that no one else wants to do in the beginning of your life or for a short period of time. We're talking 2 to 5 years here, literally. And if you just focus those 2 to 5 years, okay, let's say 4 to 5 years for most of you guys, and you focus, and you literally focus all of your energies, all of your thinking, all of it, and you basically create this amazing picture of how things are going to look like if you just hunker down and move on and get those 10,000 hours of business experience. Your whole life is wide open for you now. Wide open. You can now, you've succeeded. Do you know what kind of self-worth and confidence it gives you when you have no debt, for example? Okay? I'm not saying you shouldn't use debt to get rich, because there are ways to do that, but don't be unwise about it. But let's say you have no debt and you've got millions of dollars, you're 25 years old. Wow. Well, your self-confidence and your self-worth is going through the roof. At this moment in time, you can choose to do whatever it is with your life because you've already succeeded, right? It gives you the extra boost to go to the next project. And then we make that succeed. And we go to the next project and we make that succeed. And then we go to, and then we get the right friends. And then those relationships succeed. And then we maybe establish a family. And because we know how success works now, then we make that succeed as well. You want to create a belt of massive successes. But if you try to get too much rewards right now in your youth and in your early 20s, drugs, alcohol, girls, all that crap, you're distracting yourself from building the foundation for your life, right? It's impressive when you're 18 years old and you've made $1 million. It's impressive when you do that by the age of 25. It's freaking impressive if you do that by 30, right? Why? Because so few other people do it, right? This is why I recommend voluntary celibacy, because the biggest thing, the biggest problem, again, the biggest distraction, and probably the reason why you're drinking is because other women are going to be there. Like, I want to be with women, so I need to drink too, and they drink too, and then we have sex, right? But that's going to destroy you in the end. Do you know how many guys contact me and tell me, hey bro, man, my girlfriend broke up with me and I'm trying to figure life out, blah, blah, blah. And they spend 3 years trying to get over these girls when they could have just gotten their millions set up and they would have forgotten the girls. They just need to practice semen retention, right? So number 1, semen retention. Number 2, get the big picture thinking, which you won't do without SR. And then number 3 is get rid of distractions. Nothing else, and do the 80 hours. Because if you do the 80 hours, it takes you 2.5 years, literally. 80 hours a week gives you 2.5 years until you've succeeded by doing 10,000 hours of the thing that you want to get good at. You won't do the 10,000 hours if you've got a steady girlfriend. You won't do the 10,000 hours if you're married, or you're engaged, or you're at all involved with women. You won't. And if you do, it's going to take you forever. But you got to remember that it's momentum that matters. And momentum requires a little bit of steady, like it requires a lot. It requires a lot of steadiness, but it also requires some speed, right? Some momentum, some fired up, some excitement, where other people around you are like, wow, this is exciting. Wow, you're doing this. Okay, I want to buy something. You got to get fired up outside your brain. And if you've got women, listen to this. This is the whole key point. They love you so much when they're during their horny phase. You know, day 12 to 16, everything is wonderful in your life. You've got like so much confidence, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about guys who have girlfriends now. And then day 18, 19, 20, 21 comes around and boom, she snaps at you. She has PMS now. Okay, this is the universe designed women to have this, right? Where she's now freaking out about everything and she can't believe that you did this and she thinks that you're cheated and da 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 da. What do you think happens to this guy's self-confidence? He's building a business, he's trying to focus on all these things that needs to get done, but he has this girlfriend who's pissed outside of her brain. And then he loses his self-confidence because of it. What do you think happens to his business? Oh, he was supposed to go to a meeting. And then the girlfriend's like, if you go out that door right now, then I'm gonna break up with you. And he's like, oh man. And then he's like, I can't come to the meeting, man. I really wanted to, but I got some other priorities I need to take care of. And then he prioritizes the girl instead of the business. Are you crazy outside your brain? Like, do you understand what I'm saying here? Is that your priorities are gonna become so skewed because you're not voluntary celibate. You need her. And most of the need comes, yes, from not practicing SR, but it also comes from being in a relationship with the woman. I don't recommend it at all until you have built up a very strong financial foundation, you understand female nature, and you're ready to settle down, okay? You're not settling, but you're settling down in terms of having a family. But you're doing it now not with monogamy, but since you understand female nature, you attract 3 beautiful girls, and they create harmony amongst each other. They become best friends forever, right? And you enter into that relationship, and since you understand female nature, you actually can keep them for the rest of your life, and you can also keep the 80 hours a week. Oh my gosh. The cool part about this, since they're 3, they're gonna manage their cycle extremely well. So they can take care of each other when they have some small issues, right? With PMS and period, and they can nurture each other and help each other, you know, be pampered and stuff like that because you got the money. When that happens, this is what happens, okay? So step number 4 is basically focus. If you manage to just get rid of women for a period of time until you have them in the future, you're gonna have them in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and that's okay. But after you have them for the rest of your life. You don't ever have to worry about women again. You're gonna have consistency in your sex life, in women worshiping you on a daily basis. You're gonna have the beautiful family that all of us desire. All of us want it. We're just afraid. We're just afraid. But if you understand female nature, you can know for a fact that it's easy. It is so easy once you understand female nature. And if you already have them, right? Setting up 3 girls in love, that takes a little bit extra. But once you have it, and you keep building your businesses, they're not gonna leave. They're gonna stick around. But what I'm saying is, build up the, let's say, 100K US dollars all on your own. Let's say maybe it's a bit more than that. Maybe it's 200K because of hyperinflation in the future. But let's say 100K for now. Let's say you build that up on your own. It's going to be the hardest thing you do in your life. But man, you're going to grow so much from it, right? Like Jim Rohn says, set the goal of $1 million, not because of the $1 million, but because of who you become in the process. The person you become is going to attract 3 beautiful women that will want to be with you for life. Trust me. Trust me. Especially if you're part of the Men of High Value community, we'll make it happen. But once you get the 3 women and you keep the 80-hour work week, oh my gosh, this is what you should get fired up outside your brain about. Because having the 3 women there, what it will do to your confidence levels, what it will do to your exponential growth, your steadiness on your goal to get to $1 million. It's going to go so fast from 100K to 1 million. Trust me. People are going to be amazed. Whoa, you got these women. It's amazing what you do. And then you build towards 5 million, $10 million, $20 million. There is no limit. You can get as much as you want. As long as you keep the work ethic, you keep the principles that got you there in the first place, and you have your family set up, you'll actually have abundance in every single area of your life. This is the express route to riches. Being voluntary celibate, avoiding all distractions that has nothing to do with your foundation, and making it happen. Let's go quickly through the comments. Thank you so much for being here, guys. You guys are so awesome. Let's see. Is this live or pre-recorded? I was hoping you would read our comments. This is live, guys. She can't believe you talked to the cashier who's a girl and now you're in trouble. Lol. It's so obvious. I think they promote beer and drugs and stuff to people because they don't want too many successful people and replace them at the top. Might be. I know what you're saying. I agree music isn't a good source of income. I knew exactly what you mean. Hey, very passionate, that's all. Man, chill out. You live in stress. I have a career already in maintenance. I do music as a hobby. She's pure. Haha, laugh so hard. There are women out there that are pure, believe it or not. Let's see. Stop doing music, man. Wouldn't be able to work on my music. I know for a fact if I had a girlfriend, I would. Hey, great stuff. Yeah, guys, many of you know what I mean when I talk about music careers. And if you choose a music career, then you better become one of the best in the world. It's huge, massive competition. And if you don't have a coach, you're not going to make it. Sorry, you're not going to make it. I have a client right now who wants to succeed in music. It's a hard road. It's the hardest career out of all of my other clients. It's going to take him longer to make money, and it's going to, he has to focus on a lot of different things that the other guys don't have to focus on, but it's his passion. It's what he wants to do, so I'm going to help him. And he's going to become rich and famous if he just keeps doing the thing that I recommend him to do. But it's a very, very difficult path to succeed at compared to just doing business in general. Business is so easy compared. But if he keeps doing what he's doing, what I'm telling him to do, he's going to succeed no matter what. So if you're going to be in the music industry, then you better be freaking fired up and excited about it and working at it all of the time and getting rid of all the distractions, because that's going to give you an advantage compared to all of those losers that are basically doing all the distractions that I've basically talked about in this video. But if you're not sure if you want to go through that, then I'd recommend any other business, because the music industry, becoming an actor, stuff like that, guys, it's feminine. Why do you want to be in entertainment business? Why can't you solve a problem? No one has an entertainment problem in the world right now, right? People have problems making money. People have problems with other stuff. People have problems with their relationships. Do you understand what I mean? Focus on those things instead, on other people's problems, right? Entertainment is not going to solve anyone's problems right now. So those are just my 2 cents in terms of the music industry, but you guys can do what the heck you want. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are awesome. I'll see you.